So, I was on the train the other night and someone had taken a poo on the seat. Here with a follow-up comment on the state of Melbourne's public transport system is the inquiry's resident person, Andrew Matthews.
Public transport. In some ways, it's a lot like an interconnected system of high-capacity vehicles designed to allow individuals to travel across the land for a subsidised fee. But, like that crazy, hairy guy down the street, we have to ask ourselves, who is it? Where does it come from? And should we pay it to stop stealing our cats? Public transport was invented in 1602 by this man, Lionel Burbridge, when he hit upon the idea of employing old Russian ladies to carry the landed gentry upon their backs. Unfortunately, the non-mobile program had to be shut down over problems with the ticketing system. Sir James Watt contributed significantly to the field when he observed the pressure that steam generated as it escaped from his kettle. He went on to use this to make a cup of tea. Sometime later, he invented the steam engine. Used as a method of transporting large amounts of boiling water across the countryside, the steam engine made tea conveniently available wherever thousands of workers had spent tens of years laying heavy metal tracks. Soon people noticed that the same technology that was used to transport the water could be used to transport the people doing the noticing, and modern public transport was born. I'm speaking with Damien Thirst, former employee rights lawyer turned public transport historian.
Oh, it's you. How did you find my home?
Damien, how have our attitudes to public transport changed over the years?
Oh, okay. Well, in the early days of public transport, it was thought that anyone travelling above 40 miles per hour would suffer the deadening effects of heart failure. When this was later disproved, it was again thought, later, by some other people, that similar consequences would befall anyone who caught a train that was running less than 40 minutes late. Of course, we now know that it's perfectly safe to catch a train that is running as little as 15 minutes late.
But we don't, do we?
Well, no. There's still some superstition around this point. My mother used to say, catch a train that runs on time and you will get eaten by a lion, get me another scotch.
Damien, thanks for your time.
No problem. Are you the one who's been reading all my mail?
Here in Melbourne, trams were first released in 1885 to combat the cane beetle, which was devastating crops at the time. Originally free-ranging, trams quickly multiplied to become a hazard themselves, blocking waterways, killing livestock, and eventually leading to the extinction of the native marsupial tram, Tramus australiana. To combat their spread, the tram-proof fence was constructed in 1925, and today trams are confined to tracks within the area of Greater Melbourne. I'm here with Ken Duncan, driver of a Siemens C-Class tram. Ken.
Actually, I'll stop you there. It's a D-Class tram. C-Class. May as well be driving a restaurant tram.
No, I apologise. So, Ken, what's the appeal of tram driving for you?
Well, you know, it's as much a lifestyle as it is a job.
How so?
Well, it's just so liberating. You know, you got all this extra time to do other stuff.
So, the hours are pretty good?
No, they're terrible. But the thing about tram driving, it's so ridiculously easy. You can be doing something completely different at the same time. I got a friend who, while she drives, manages a daycare centre. Another friend does watercolour. Personally, I'm teaching myself to juggle.
So you're saying that anyone could do it?
Hell, no one could do it. Just last week I was asleep, drove a tram.
Ken, thanks for taking time out to be with us today.
I actually didn't take time out of my schedule for this. I'm driving a tram as we speak. And a bus. And a train. Hey?
So there you have it, Melbourne. The world of public transport. Keep on trucking.
Hey, next stop, Latrobe Street. So,